Okay, today we continue with our class laws of Shabbos. And today's class number 14. Okay, second. Okay, class number 14. So we start with the Sefer Shmiras Halashon. Today's topic is forgive and forget. And says, even if all that one would gain through the silent acceptance of humiliation is a lesson in a punishment for a single sin, it would be well worthwhile. In fact, the gain is far greater, as stated in the Talmud. Right? So even somebody humiliated us, and we, of course, were quiet, silent, did not answer. So one more time, if they humiliate Torah, you're not allowed to stay silent, you have to respond. But us personally, it's a very good idea to stay silent, even if it's going to be even atonement only for one sin. Right? As it says in Talmud, Rabbi said, whoever refrains from exacting his measure, that is from responding to the hurt causes him, the heavenly tribunal removes from him all his sins. As it is written, he forgives transgressions and passes over sins. Micha 7:18. Whose sin does he forgive? Him and HaShem. One who passes over the sins committed against himself. Rosh Hashanah 17a. So basically, Talmud says, so if we do not respond, right? We forgive this person. So our sins have been forgiven. It says all of his sins. Okay, it's very good. Baruch Hashem. But even one is also good. Okay, Rabbi taught that even the one's willful sins committed in a state of spiritual rebellion, right? That's the worst kind when a person goes against HaShem directly. Right? Find atonement when one refrains from exacting his measure. However, to be worthy of such an atonement, one must demonstrate the corresponding degree of forgiveness. Right? So not just keep quiet. I'm not sure what's going on with my sound. Second. Just 1 second. Okay, so continue. So even so, we said that Rabbi taught that even one's willful sin committed in a state of spiritual rebellion find atonement when one refrains from exacting his measure. However, to be worthy of such atonement, one must demonstrate the corresponding degree of forgiveness. So, meaning not just be quiet because of what? Because we're afraid of that person, right? He humiliated us, and we're afraid of him. That's why we don't respond. No. Actually, forgiven because we understand that it's actually good for us. Okay, that we got embarrassed, and now our sins are being erased. One must demonstrate the corresponding degree of forgiveness. Thus he must bear no ill will toward those who cause him hurt. So that's a step up, right? One first step is do not respond, but the second step is, or I don't know, maybe it's 10th step. 10th step, the highest one. Bear no ill will toward the one who caused him hurt, even when he knows for a fact that the hurt was inflicted maliciously. So it's not like a guy did not know and he stopped. No. He knew exactly what he's saying and how much he's going to hurt you. So he's still forgiven. Of course, such atonement is dependent upon the individual's sincere resolve to refrain from committing these sins in the future. Okay. So let's stop here. Stop here. Okay, we continue with laws of Shabbos in same Melacha, sorting, right? It's chapter 8, page 151, and we are in section 6, which is going to talk about exceptions, right? Not everything is a mixture where you're going to sort. Okay, so section 6, actions not considered borer at all. Okay. So A, rearranging a mixture. We have learned that if the item that is part of the mixture is desired, it is forbidden to remove unwanted items from that are on top in order to reach it, except in the piled mixtures. That's page 150. So just to remind us, so piled mixture, we said that it's some kind of exception, meaning that you have different plates stacked on top, one on top of the other. So you say, let's say you have some big dinner plates, then smaller plates, and then big plates. So, and you need these plates in the middle, right? The smaller plate. So you are allowed to remove the big ones on top, take whatever you need, the small ones, and put the big ones back. Right, so that's an exception. It's because it's piled; it's not exactly mixed. Okay, second. All right. So that's but otherwise it's not allowed. Just because you want something on the bottom, so it would not be allowed because you're going to move away or move aside something that is that you don't want. Okay. However, one is permitted to turn over the mixture and bring the items from the bottom to the top, thus enabling it to take food from the waste. So food, as we said, only it's not food and waste is not waste. It's food is what you want and waste what you don't want. To illustrate, there are tomatoes on the bottom of the salad bowl, right? It's because they're heavier, I guess. Completely covered by other vegetables. So they chop the vegetables and put it in a salad bowl, but did not mix it. Okay. One who wants only the tomatoes may not remove the other ingredients, but may toast the salad, toast the entire salad, so the tomato end up on the top. Okay, that's permissible, right? It will be then possible to take tomatoes food from the salad waste. So you have the tomatoes now on top. So you want to take only tomatoes, you're allowed to take only tomatoes. There is no problem. But you put the full mixture like upside down, right? Or just toss it so it would be like turned inside. Okay. Similarly, a bowl of cholent may be stirred to enable one to locate meat or potatoes that covered by other ingredients. So same, so we're allowed to stir, as we said, as we learned like in the beginning of the book, right? There is no problem. Because when you're stirring, basically, you're not taking anything from there, right? You just make it mixed better. Okay. So it was B. Scattering a mixture. It is permissible to take mixture items and scatter them over a large area in order to separate the items. It is permitted because in an act of selection, no act of selection was done. So again, selection or sorting, we said only when they mix together. If they're not mixed together, there is no sorting. This would apply to cutlery washed after the evening meal that has been mixed together. If one wants to set a table, he may not separate the cutlery until immediately before the meal. Okay, so immediately before the meal, that's, as we said before, there is no problem. in the preparation for the meal. However, he may throw the entire mixture on a table so that it scatters and each article stands separately. In this manner, the cutlery is no longer mixed together and the table may be set well in advance of the meal. So meaning like that is going to break between the preparation of the meal and the meal itself. So if there is no break, so there is no problem whatsoever, as we said before. But now what they're doing, they have a lot of cutlery from a Friday. They would throw on a table. I'm not sure what kind of table, what should be like. I think this cutlery can damage the table if it's wood. I don't know, even plastic. I don't know, if it's glass, you can break the glass. I'm not sure, but okay, let's say there is such a table, or maybe you put I don't know, like towel, and you throw it. Okay, I don't know. So basically, okay, so now it's all cutlery all separated, and you can take whatever you need and prepare before the meal. Okay, but as we said before, right before the meal, there is no problem whatsoever, and you can sort it. Okay. Continue. So it's continue with these exceptions, right? C, dividing a mixture in size. The mixture consider of different sizes, size pieces of the same food may be sorted according to the size because we learn above, page 127, varying sizes of one item are not different enough to constitute a mixture. Right, they're not different enough. So, okay. So you need like I don't know, like if you need arrange them on a platter, so you want maybe bigger pieces like around and smaller pieces in the middle, or otherwise. So they say there is no problem. Moreover, even in a true mixture of different foods, it is permissible to divide the entire mixture according to the size, as long as the individual species are not being separated from the others. Okay, so the size is not the decisive here. Okay, for example, a platter of mixed meats may be divided into large slices and small slices, as long as the individual types of the meat, for example, salami, pastrami, turkey, are not sorted. Okay. So if all of the big slices, doesn't matter, it's what is it? What they use, the salami, pastrami, turkey. So all big pieces on the left, all the smaller pieces on the right, let's say, or some kind of arrangement. There is no problem. Continue. D. Taken. So all of these examples that we're learning now are not sorting at all, and therefore they're permissible. D. Taking a random while searching for an item needed for immediate use. Some poskim rule that one may take items randomly when searching for the needed item if it will be used immediately. This is true even though one will first remove unwanted items before the wanted items be found. Okay, so basically they're doing some like it's very interesting how they permit. They take a random item, but the person is looking for something. So this random item that he took might not be what he needs, right? So in some sense, he removes the waste from food, which is a problem. So let's see, why do they permit it? There are two reasons for this rule. First, since there is a typical way to locate wanted item, okay, it is considered normal part of the item's use. Okay. Second, taking an item out of the order in order to check it out can itself be considered a form of using the item, albeit only secondary type of use. I'm not sure what exactly they're checking out in this item, but okay. I mean, there is a good reason. I mean, logical explanation. Okay, summary. The prohibition actions are not considered barer at all. A. Turning over the mixture to rearrange the contents, right? As we said, it's included. You can turn upside down mixture, right, or just stir it also, right? Also allowed. B, scattering the mixture over the large area, as we said, be scattering, but don't damage the table. You're going to hear from your wife or mother. Not a good idea. C, divide the mixture of food according to the size, right? So we said size in this case is relevant, but the exception, as we said, what was the exception? Exception was when we were talking about, for example, complete bread, complete loaf of bread, and sliced bread. They're not of the same status, right? If you need lechem mishnah, if you need two breads for your meal, right? And another example we gave matzah and matzah meal, right? The crumbs. Of course, you say the same blessing on this one and that one, but with a full matzah, you can use it for lechem mishnah, and the crumbs, right? The matzah you cannot. So size in some size does matter. Okay. C, taking but here that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about, as an example that we give, bigger, smaller pieces, like of chicken or meat or whatever. So of course it does not make a difference. Cheese. Okay. D, taken at random while searching for the item for immediate use. Okay, as we explained. Okay, section number 7. Combination not consider mixtures. Not consider mixture. So here we said, even though it was a mixture, you're allowed to do this because of these 4 categories, right? Now we're talking about combinations. So it is a combination, but not halachically mixture. I mean, if you look at that, it is a mixture, but halachically it is not. So let's see. A, different sizes of types of laying together. Sometimes, though items align in a contract with one another, they are of different sizes and dimensions, and they are not considered mixed in double quotes, right? And Melacha of Barer does not apply. The following are some examples. So they're so big, of course, they touch each other, they'll lay on top of the other, but they're not mixtures. Okay, let's see. Number 1, items that lay on a table are not considered mixed with a table. Interesting. Silverware lying on a table is not considered mixed with plate. Very interesting example. Let me read it one more time and try to understand. Items laying on a table are not mixed with the table. Why would we think that it's mixed? Maybe like you have a plate, let's say, you have a platter, and you have things on the platter and they're not touching. Of course, they're not mixed. And here, in some sense, even on the table, things laying around and they touch each other. I don't know, maybe if you have like smaller table, a lot of people, a lot of food, a lot of dishes and plates and napkins and cutlery, so it's very crumbling, but even though they touch each other, they're not mixed with the table. Interesting. And silverware laying on a plate is not considered mixed with a plate, right? Well, when you finish it and you put your fork and knife on top of the plate, it's not mixed with a plate. Okay. Number 2, few pieces of the silverware aligned together with some chicken bones are not considered mixed together. Few pieces of silver aligned together with some chicken bones not considered mixed together. Okay. Right, that's a good example. I'm not sure why would they think that we thought it is mixed. Okay, but okay. Continue. This is due to the very fundamental difference in appearance and size between the silver and the chicken bones. Okay, so I mean you cannot mistake chicken bones for fork. Okay, so they're not mixed. Even though they laying one on top of the other, very, very close to each other, they're not mixed. However, at a large number of pieces of silver and chicken bones lie together in a heap, the large concentration renders items mixed together. I'm not sure. Maybe I guess maybe they were collecting the bones from all of the guests, right? We have 7 people ate the dinner, and we have a lot of chicken bones, and now you put all the cutlery, and so now, in some sense, as they say, it might be mixed together. If it's heaped, so maybe intertwined, I don't know, something like that. B, large pieces of food lined in a liquid. So as we said before, the soup, right? Large items of food are not considered mixed with the liquid in which they lie, since they stand out clearly and separate entities. Therefore, one may remove either the food or the liquid without complying with the laws of Bara. The following are some examples: eggs in water. Eggs in water, so they boiled eggs, as of course before Shabbos, and now the eggs in the water. So you can remove the eggs from water because they're not mixed with the water. Very interesting. So second example, a piece of chicken in a soup. Okay, soup is soup, and chicken is chicken, right? If it's a full piece of chicken. So we're going to learn in our Halachos class that we have on Thursday that what blessing to say in the soup. And we're going to this is going to play a big role. What kind of chicken, or what size of the chicken. Number 3, whole pickles in brine. Okay, so you have pickles in brine, so they're not mixed, of course. They're not mixed because they're separate. And as we said before, it does not matter, as the author said before, it does not matter what you want to take. You want to take liquid from the solids, or you want to take solid from the liquid, does not make any difference, whatever you want, because there is no mixture. That's the point. Number 4, a slice of lemon in a drink. Okay. And not mixed. Small items in a liquid are considered mixture. Thus, when separating them, one must comply with halachos of borer. So one more time, small items in the liquid are considered mixture. Thus, when separating item, one must comply with halachos of borer. Okay, so let's see. The following are some examples. Noodle in a soup. So noodles are very small, and so it's not so simple to separate them from the liquid of the soup, or opposite. Number 2, crumbs in the liquid. So also it's like mixture. It's not since they're small. So chicken, a big piece of chicken you can take out and that's it, but not so easy with crumbs or noodles. Number 3, small pieces of chicken in the soup. So all of this, actually, we're going to say in our class, Halachos of bracha. So there, it's enough in most of the cases just to say one bracha, and it's going to cover all these different things, ingredients. Continue. C, whole and broken matzos. Okay, so it says, broken matzos that are mixed together with the whole matzos are not considered mixture. Okay, although broken matzos are invalid for lechem mishnah, there is a whole loaves that for Shabbos must commence. Right, we need to have 2 whole loaves for each Shabbos meal. Right, so right, the broken matzos are not considered waste in relation to the matzos. It is therefore permitted to sort broken matzos from the whole ones to preserve the whole matzah for later meal. Right, that's what he wants. It's not like he's not going to eat broken matzah. So we usually like many times some matzahs are broken in a box. So of course you save the whole one, right? But so we start meal with the whole one, right? We break one hole, let's say, and then continue mill with a broken one. There is no problem, right? So it's not like waste. So next one, D, pulp in orange juice. Orange pulp is considered a natural part of the juice and not separate entity. Accordingly, it is permissible to skim pulp from the juice. Nevertheless, to the finicky individual, who will drink only the clear juice, the pulp is considered waste, and Halacha of Berer apply. So that's very interesting. I think that's a first time if I remember, right? That Halacha takes into consideration the nature of the person. So if this person is, they call him finicky, right? The guy is very particular, pedantic, right? He wants only his way, and that's it, right? So if he's not going to drink the orange juice with pulp, so pulp for him 100% waste, right? And he's not separated, not allowed to separate this pulp from orange juice. For me, I can drink with pulp, without pulp. Okay, so for me, it's going to be 100% allowable, right, to remove the pulp. Okay. E. It said ice cubes in a liquid. As stated on page 154, in the previous page, on this page, large objects, for example, pieces of lemon, ice cubes that have not yet begun to melt, are not considered mixed at all. So because you see ice is ice and liquid is a liquid, is a separate. Since they remain absolutely and clearly defined, it is therefore permissible to pour drink with a pitcher, with a strainer at its spout. Even though one wants to keep the ice cubes, pieces of lemon from escaping the pitcher. Okay, so it's we used to have this pitcher, so the spout is like bent like inside, right? And like this, and there is a little canal for the liquid to go through, and all of the pieces of lemon, all of the ice is going to get stuck inside. So basically, you want to keep ice and lemon in a pitcher. You want on liquid. Okay. So 1 second. Okay. Even if the pieces of the ice are small, yeah, if they're in a pitcher water, then it is not considered mixture, and therefore Melacha of Berer does not apply. So even they are small, I mean, even though they're small, you still see that it's separate. But no, let me read one more time. 1 second, I apologize. Even the pieces of the ice are small, okay? If they are in a pitcher of water, then it is not considered, I'm not sure why he said then it is not considered a mixture, and therefore Melacha of Berer does not apply. Maybe because ice is water. That's my guess. Maybe that's the explanation why he's saying even small. Because on the previous page we say if the item is small, for example, we said what is it? Noodle in a soup, right? So it says one entity, right? It's not one entity. I mean, it is considered to be mixture. But here they say mixture meaning soup and noodles. And here they say small pieces of ice, right? And water and liquid, and they are not mixture. So my explanation only because ice is water. Otherwise, it's exactly like noodles. Let's see, or noodles or vegetables. They're not mixed with. They're mixed. They are mixed with liquid. If, however, the ice cubes are in a pitcher that contain different drink, such a pitcher of the lemonade, it is considered a mixture. Okay. Thus, if one wants the strainer to keep the ice cubes from escaping, the Melacha of Berer applies, and one cannot use the spout that strains the ice. So let's see if no, there is no explanation. So I guess that's I guess that's what the answer, because it is water is water, is right, ice is water, and water. But here in the case of lemonade, these cubes, they say they are considered to be mixed, maybe small pieces. I don't know, because as we said, the large pieces, they are not mixed. So one more time, if however the ice cubes are in a pitcher that contains different drink, such as punch or lemonade, it is considered a mixture. Okay, so I guess we're talking about small pieces. Thus, if one wants to strain a strainer to keep the ice cubes from escaping, the Melacha of Borer applies, and one cannot use the spout that strains the ice. Okay, so that's I guess is the answer. So as same as I think we learned last time. So a person cannot do even like if he has a pot of soup, so he cannot close pot with the lid and leave a little opening and just strain the liquid, right? So continue. The following combination. No, wait. Okay. I mean, it's example, but we gave different reasons. Doesn't matter. But we got the point. So if one entity or two different entities, water and water is not mixed. Okay. Similarly, the following combination are not considered mixtures. Okay. A, different sizes of types laying together, though not in a heap, right? Large, not small pieces of food and liquid. So we said big piece of chicken, but not small noodles, or not small pieces of potato. C, whole and broken matzos. So we said that it's not mixed. It's not mixed, right? I mean, you can eat this and this, but for a mitzvah you need the whole matzos. D, pulp in orange juice, unless someone is finicky and only drinks the clear juice. So these pulps and juice, they're not mixed. Okay. What? Okay, sorry. E, ice cubes in water, though not in another drink. Okay, so I mean here he clarified only ice cube in water, not in another drink. Okay, so section number 8, and we spoke about it before a little. Anybody have questions? Then 1 second. What is it? I'm not sure. 1 second. Okay. Okay, number 8. I hope that you can hear me. I'm not sure. Okay, so number 8, filtering liquids that are fully drinkable. Fully drinkable. Okay. As mentioned on the page 122, the filtering liquids to remove impurities is a form of borer. So why? Because that filter filters out the bad from what is good. Right? Good is water, and bad is all these particles. However, this rule is true only if the impurities reduce the drinkability of the liquid. A liquid that is fully drinkable, in spite of the impurities, may be filtered in order to obtain even more purified state. Since the impurities do not reduce the liquid's drinkability, they are considered part of the liquid item, and not separate entity. Therefore, their removal does not constitute an act of borer. So, which is, let's try to explain. So, basically, if you're going to drink this water without filter, right? Of course, you prefer filter, but if filter broke, you order a new one. Let's say did not arrive yet, so you can drink this water, no problem. You're not going to go to store and buy bottled water. Let's say, right? So, meaning for you, the water is drinkable as it is, but of course you prefer more like more purified. So in this case, it's not mixture, and you can do that. However, a finicky, so this guy again comes, right? A finicky individual who is disturbed by even the minor impurities may not filter out these impurities, because to such an individual, this constitutes the constructive act of borer. In addition, not finicky person may not. In addition, a non-finicky person may not filter the liquid on behalf of the finicky person. So let's try to understand. So this guy who is very specific, I'm not going to drink this tap water, and it's not good, and it's not healthy, and I'm going to die, and stuff like that. That's what he says. So he's not allowed to use filter, right? Because this mixture of water and particles is not good for him, right? So he's not allowed to drink this water, filtered water, and we cannot do it for him, even though we are allowed to do it for ourselves, to filter for ourselves. For him, we're not allowed. and of course, I mean, we have to understand it's not electric filters, right? It's like regular filter. Okay. So continue. B. One who is unable to drink tap water. Some poskim rule that one who is unable to drink regular, unfiltered water may not filter it on Shabbos. Okay. While the other poskim maintain that since the impurities in the tap water are not visible, they are not halachically significant, and their removal does not constitute borer. So let's try to understand, because it happened in maybe 10 or 15 years ago in a place where we live. So they found that there is some insects, right, in this in a tap water. I mean, according to city officials, the requirements, it was like not a big deal, so they allow certain amount of this insect per gallon, I guess. I don't know how they measure per some volume, right? For them it was not a big deal, but for us it was a big deal. And even though it's they're not visible, but we know that they're there for sure. It was not a question of the maybe, right? So our poskim say back then that you have to get a filter. Otherwise you're not allowed, because even though you, as the second opinion said, it is true. If you don't see it with the naked eye, so it's like it's not there. But how can you say it's not there if you know it is there? You understand? So if there would be no way for us to check, same with the bugs in our vegetables, in our salad, right? Lettuce or broccoli or cauliflower. Okay, you can say it's not there because I don't see it. But if you put on the magnifying glass and like fluorescent light, so you will see that. Well, how can you say it's not there? You understand? So we try to be very careful. Okay, so one more time, two opinions. One say if a person would not drink at the tap water, he's not allowed to filter on a Shabbos. Other poskim say no, these impurities are very small, cannot see it with the naked eye, so it's like they don't exist. Okay. We're talking about halachically speaking. It's not like we know they exist, but halacha is only like what your eyes can see, right? In Talmudic time. Today, it's not. We go a step further. Continue. It should be noted that above discussion pertains to filters where the poured water passed immediately through the filter. Regarding filtration system installed in sinks, active carbon granule filtration running water pass through the sand-like chemical. Okay. When the faucet is closed, water is trapped within within the sand, rendering it undrinkable. When the faucet is again open, the tap water is released from the sand and is rendered drinkable again. Thus, unbelievable. Thus, when one turns on the faucet, he's selecting the tap water from within the sand by the use of the utensil. There is this dispute among the authorities if this type of filtration is permitted on Shabbos. Wow, that's very, very interesting. So let's try to read it again, and we're going to explain this discussion. Wow. So one more time. If it should be noted that the above discussion pertains to the filters where the pour water pass immediately through the filter. So a regular filter, right? You open up the faucet and the water comes. Okay, that's one thing. So if you have, for example, water in your refrigerator, I guess it would be allowed if you can turn off the light. So if you have Shabbos mode or just can disable the lights, when you want to get water, and you have to find out if it's actually any electronics involved in the passing water. Usually it goes by the pressure from the system, so there is no like electronics usually. But my refrigerator is very old. That's how it works, like 20 years ago plus. So I'm not sure how the new one works. Okay, continue. Regarding the filtration system installed in sinks, active carbon granulate filtration. So I think it's like I saw these filters. It's like 3 different stages or 5 different stages of filtration. So it passes like, as I say, granule filtration through the sand, like it's different color and purify the water from different elements. So basically, when we turn off the tap, right, we close off the tap. So the water is stand there in this sand, in the filter. It does not go down, right? It got stuck in this filter. Okay, it's very good on one hand. On another hand, now we open the water, and now we separate good. Well, what we want, the good is water. We want separate, but we're using special utensil to do that. And one of the permissibility that one of the condition for permissibility, we said by hand. So we said good from bad, and second was by hand, and third for immediate use. So for immediate use, yeah, it's we want to drink this water right now. But this by hand is not working because there is special utensil. Okay, so I'm going to skip over what we just explained, but the last 2 lines. Thus, when one turns on the faucet, he's selecting the trapped water from within the sand by the use of the utensil. That's it. That's the problem. There is dispute among the authorities if this type of filtration is permitted on Shabbos. Okay. So basically, the best way to go, according to all of the opinions, so just boil some water or just prepare some water before Shabbos, and that's it. Drink this water. Put it in a pour in a bottle, put it in the refrigerator, or put it in a pitcher, and that's what we use on Shabbos. This boiled water or filtered water, whatever you want. Continue. C. Water containing insects. In some area, the tap water, exactly what we were discussing, tap water that appears to be perfectly clear, contains small insects, which can be seen when the water is held against the sunlight. So it's not only, I mean, if you look under the normal light, you're not, but if you're going to put it against the sunlight, you're going to see. And that's how they say you get that. Like in olden days, we're talking about olden days, we were checking lettuce, another vegetables, $4. So you put it against sunlight and you can see very clearly. I mean, if you have good eye, that you can see. Or today we have lights like magnifying glasses, so it's also you can see very clearly. Okay, so basically, if you look at the glass, you would not see, but if you put against the sunlight, you'll see. According to some poskim, using the proper filter to keep away these insects is forbidden on Shabbos. But drink these insects are also forbidden on Shabbos in the sun. They therefore rule that one may tie a cloth at the end of the tap, right, after disconnecting the filter, which must be done before Shabbos. This way, the water that will be drawn on Shabbos will be filtered through the cloth, the old style filter. However, many poskim rule that one may use filter to filter the insects from the waste. Okay, so basically, so let's try to understand. So some poskim said, okay, that's for sure it is mixture, and they say, okay, so you can, according to them, you cannot use the normal filter, but since they're small, this and that, so you can use a makeshift like filter. Just put it some kind of cloth, right, on the cheesecloth. That's what people usually use. On a faucet, right? Other poskim say there is no problem. You can use this normal filter. Okay. So I personally I don't use this filter. I don't use it. Okay. Just as I said, prepare water before Shabbos, and you're golden according to all of the opinions. Okay. Summary. In general, in fact, the act of filtering liquids with minor impurities fall under the category of the act that is not border, right? Minor impurities. However, this does not apply to the finicky person, as we said. I mean, for him it's like poison. For me, it's normal. For him, it's poison. The subject of a person who cannot drink unfiltered tap water is up to debate. Okay, so some say he's not allowed, so some say he's allowed. Okay, and this, but there we explain, because for him it is he's not going to drink unless he's about to die. He's not going to drink this water, right? I remember in my office that there is like a very expensive commercial filter and nice water. I think it's clean water. So it's I saw this filter. It's yeah, and but some people they insist going and buying in the store, going and buy it like bottled water. So because for them this water was not filtered and not clean enough. I don't know what was wrong, but whatever. So for that person, I mean, they're not going to drink that water. So okay, because for them it is impure. In addition, there is a dispute among the authorities regarding active carbon granulate filtration. So as we said, this because you separate water, which is good, from impurities, but with the special utensil. That's the issue, as we said. If filter has been installed to remove insects, some poskim said that they disconnect the filter before Shabbos and put a cloth on a sink instead, while others say that this kind of filtering may be used on Shabbos. Okay. Next one. One second, let me check how much is going. No, I'm not going to finish. HaShem, not going to finish. Let me see. Okay, this we can finish. Okay, so it says, so section number 9, so same paragraph sorting. The prohibition, if the prohibition was violated, so as we learned in our Halachos of Brachas class on Thursday, Beezrat. Okay, he did it, he forgot, he missed it, he did many things he was not supposed to do. So what is now, right? If prohibition was violated, A, through an adult. Generally, when an adult transgresses Torah prohibition, even inadvertently, so he did not mean to, he forgot, right? It is forbidden to benefit from the act except in a case of great need. Regarding the Melacha of Borer, however, there are many instances in which one is permitted to benefit from Melacha. One should consult halachic authorities for guidance. Okay. I guess when it's rabbinical, I mean that's what he means. In some cases, when it's rabbinical and it's for great need, so after the fact we would allow. But only if it was done inadvertently. So if a person did it in purpose, so of course that's a different story. Okay. But for other things, we're not allowed to drive benefit. Why? The other person, especially if he did it on purpose, right? So another Jew is illusion, he's sharing Olam HaBa, and I'm going to enjoy from it. So of course it's not proper. So we don't enjoy whatever he did on Shabbos. B, through a child. If a child transgresses Melacha of Borer on his own benefit, for his own benefit, an adult is permitted to derive benefit from his Melacha. Okay. If the child did the act of Borer for the sake of an adult, however, it is forbidden to benefit for the Melacha until after Shabbos, right? Plus, one must add the amount of time it takes for Melacha to be performed. So that's the basic formula. So let's try to understand what it says here. So it says, if child transgressed, right, and he did something for his own benefit. Let's say, we forgot to turn on the lights in the restroom. I forgot. Okay, forgot. Whatever happened, right? And then child goes to the restroom, and he turns on the light, right? Because he needs the light. So we're asking, honey, don't turn it on. Just leave it like this. Okay, so basically, we are allowed to benefit from his Melacha. Okay, he did it for himself, and we are allowed to benefit. But if an adult asks a child to do something, which is biblical Melacha, so we're not allowed to derive benefit. How long, they say? So after Shabbos, right, we have to wait amount of time that it would take us to do something, to do this action. Let's say somebody was, it's not a child. I don't want to give a different example. So I'm not sure what would be example that child would do something that would take such a long time. Let's say, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. So you have to wait until after Shabbos, half an hour. So example with adults would be maybe somebody cooked something, right? So to show that you're not deriving any benefit from that, so you would have to wait amount of time it took for this let's say cake to be baked, right? So if it takes 2 hours to be baked, so you have to wait in some instances, not in all, but in some instances you will be required to wait 2 hours. Okay. In some instances it would be completely forbidden forever. Okay, section number C, through a non-Jew. If a non-Jew performs a borer, the halacha is as follows. Okay, so non-Jew. Okay, number one, if Jew told him to perform selection in a prohibited manner, one may not derive benefit from Melacha on Shabbos. And after Shabbos, one must wait amount of time it takes to perform Melacha before deriving benefit from the act. This is true only if it is not possible to do this act in a permitted manner. This is true only if it is not possible to do the act of permitted manner. So let's try to understand. So through a non-Jew. So we told him to do a Melacha for us. So basically, just few words about this topic. So whatever we're not allowed to do, we're not allowed to tell a non-Jew to do. Okay. So if I'm allowed to do, so I can ask him, or there's some cases when it's rabbinical, and it's great need and great suffering and great loss and great this and great that. So in this case, I can ask non-Jew, but not in all other circumstances. Okay. So this non-Jew did something. So we asked him, and he did something for us in a forbidden manner. So as we said before, with this child, so we're not allowed to derive benefit until after Shabbos, and we have to wait amount of time that it takes. That it takes to do the whole Melacha. So again, we're talking about sorting. So he separates something for us. Okay, I think they're going to give examples. And the last line said, "This is true only if it is not possible to do this act in a permitted manner." Okay, so maybe if it was permitted, not permitted, so it would be different. So it was, let's say we asked him something to do in permitted manner, and he decided to do it in different manner, so we can benefit. So one example that I would have, for example, we asked this. Let's say we have this non-Jewish help, right, in our house, and we ask this lady to clean the dishes, but we ask her, please don't use hot water. And don't use sponge, let's say, right? And she said, yes, and we turn away, we go to our business, and not business, we went, I don't know, whatever, we learned Torah, and she went and do what? She turned off the hot water and took sponge and washed the dishes, right? So basically, we're allowed to use these dishes, okay? Because she did it on her own accord. That's not what he told her, okay? Number two, if Jew did not specifically specify how to perform Melacha, maybe similar to what we just said, if it is possible to do that in permitted manner, the Jew may benefit from the Melacha. So I think this example, what I said, maybe would be in this category. So you're allowed to wash dishes in cold water without sponge, right? You have this kind of things to wash dishes, like some net that does not hold water, and the soap is very liquidy. So you're allowed to, because you need these dishes for tomorrow, right? But she decided to do it otherwise, so there is no problem. Okay. So number three, even non-Jew did the Melacha of Borer on his own initiative, without any prompting from a Jew. It is permitted to benefit from the Melacha. So they did some Melacha of Borer. Let's say she was grapes. She washed grapes for us, and she was using strainer. So strainer, as we said before, it's a special instrument, and we're not allowed to use. But she did it on her own accord, even though we told her not to do it, and that's. Or we didn't even forgot that there are grapes, and she did it anyway. So basically, in this case, we're not obligated. So we can benefit from these grapes. Okay, so we can stop here. So I mean, this section is going on and on, but maybe next time we're going to finish. Maybe not. All right. Any questions on any subject? Please go ahead. Okay, if not, so until tomorrow, Beezrat HaShem, we're going to learn Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Good night. Any questions? Tell me. Okay.
No, thank you.
Not here. Okay, no problem.